One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The anxiety guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the anxiety guy.
Warriors, I welcome you to episode number 193. This is the Anxiety Guy podcast, and I am your host, Dennis Simsek. Today we are discussing a very specific and consistent question that haunts the minds of so many anxiety sufferers out there. I'm going to get into it, but first remember that this podcast episode is brought to you by the #1 CBT-based program for anxiety today at anxietyexit.com. If you have any questions on the program, please shoot me a message via Facebook or on Instagram. I'll do my best to get back to you. Now, warriors, this question lingered in my mind constantly, and it's a very interesting and strange question at the same time. The question is this: how do I? How do I change myself? How do I change my thinking style? How do I change my belief systems? How do I change my actions? How do I change me? How do I? Now, if you think about it for a second, all the information you need is already out there. Most of the skill sets and proper mindset is already within you. So let me ask you this. Why is it that the question of how do I still shows up in your life? Because deep down you know how to do all of these things, but there is fear lingering deep within your subconscious mind that prevents you from seeing the answers. It's preventing you from seeing the answer to how do I, because it doesn't want you to change yourself. It believes that who you are right now is perfectly fine because you've survived up till now. And that's why the brain wants to work so efficiently and keeps you away from the answers that you seek consciously. Now, here are the main reasons for why you may be asking this question and not running into the answers that you seek. #1, because in the past, you've tried. And warrior, there may be a sense of having given up on yourself. Do you feel that? Do you feel that feeling within you that, a small part of you really wants change, but a bigger part of you is just overwhelming that conscious part of you? And you just feel like, I might have to just give up on myself. This might be as good as it gets. I've been there. I've been there for months and years. I was in such a dark place, warrior, a place where I was working 5 to 7 hours a week. I couldn't go into work because of my symptoms, my mental symptoms, my emotional ones, my physical ones. I couldn't go to work because of the labels that I placed upon myself as being a crazy person or people seeing my anxiety. I had a kid on the way. I was newly engaged. Warrior, I was moments away from driving my car over a bridge. I know how difficult it is to live with health anxiety, generalized anxiety, and panic disorder. I understand where you are. So there may be a sense of having given up on yourself. The second reason for this question of how do I could be because the unconscious fear of change is greater than the pleasure of change. There's this fear that lingers within so many anxiety sufferers. And most of the time when I work with these people, they say, I'm afraid of change because I don't know who I'm going to be. I don't know if I can maintain this person. I don't even know if I deserve to be this person. It's been so long that I've experienced peace that I don't even know what peace is anymore. I get up in the morning and I go, and I fight, and I fight, and I fight, and I come home at night absolutely exhausted with a bit of a break from my symptoms because I've fought so hard for the day and now I've just given up on caring. So there may be an unconscious fear of change that is greater than the pleasure of change. You know what we got to do? We have to tap in to the pleasurable aspects of change. Where your focus goes is where your emotions will follow. Third reason, you're searching for a quick fix and you're bypassing any information that requires lengthy time doing the inner work. You're at the point where you're so fed up that it's either going to be a quick fix or nothing at all. Do you feel that? Any lengthy, timed methods or programs or anything like that, you bypass because, again, it's going to use up too much energy. It's going to be too big of an investment, and you're exhausted from fighting your anxiety. I've been there as well. But let me tell you something. You must begin learning how to enjoy the journey of desensitization. Because if you don't enjoy it, if there's no passion behind it, if you're not absolutely committed, you're not going to get there. Number 4 is you have lost your trust in others to give you the knowledge that you need. Every single time someone gives you some great piece of advice, you say, no, that can't work. That won't work for me. I tried it in the past. I don't deserve it, etc., etc. So you have lost your trust and you must begin trusting in others again. Trust in this information that you're getting. Trust in this podcast and the Health Anxiety Podcast show. They are for you. They are your resources, warrior. You don't need any more resources. You have all the information you need. Just begin tapping into understanding it better. And the 5th reason is the viewpoint over your future feels so bleak and dark that you feel like the effort is useless. If I put in the effort, it's not going to go and move towards any kind of positive outcome anyway. So what's the point? You must begin viewing your future differently than what took place in your past. Your past is not a reflection of what's to come in your future. Your past are learning lessons. Your past are the sacrifices that you had to make to get to where you are today. Clear, dissatisfied, and ready to commit to becoming a brand new person in your thinking, in your verbal language, in your labels and judgments, in the amount of effort that you put in to being who you truly are. That divine intelligence lives within you. That intuition lives within you, but it cannot come out until you begin respecting those limiting thoughts about yourself less. I love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Remember, you are more than anxiety. If you're enjoying this podcast, please give it a positive rate and review and share it with someone else or a group out there that may need it. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.